Gaslighting definition and examples. Gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse where a person manipulates someone into questioning their own memory, perception of reality, or sanity. The goal of the abuser, the gaslighter, is to gain power and control over the victim by systematically undermining their self-confidence and trust in their own judgment. Key characteristics of gaslighting. Gaslighting behaviors are often subtle and increase gradually, making them difficult to recognize at first. They are designed to confuse the victim and isolate them from others. Denial of reality. The gaslighter denies things they said or did, even when there is proof, forcing the victim to doubt their own memories. Minimizing feelings. The abuser trivializes the victim's feelings, suggesting they are overly sensitive, crazy, or overreacting. Shifting blame. The gaslighter avoids accountability by turning the situation around and making the victim feel that their own behavior is the cause of the problem. Constant lying. The gaslighter consistently and blatantly lies, then refuses to back down, making the victim unsure of what is true. Common examples of gaslighting. Gaslighting can occur in any close relationship, including romantic partners, family members, or even in the workplace. Gaslighting tactic. Example, phrases and actions. Denying facts. I never said that. You must be imagining things. Or, that's not how it happened. Minimizing emotions. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Or, why are you so sensitive? Blame shifting. I wouldn't have to yell if you didn't provoke me. Or, you made me behave that way. Using others. Everyone else thinks you're being dramatic. Or, your friends agree with me. Accusing of mental instability. You need to get your head straight, or you're going crazy/losing it. The long-term effect of gaslighting is an erosion of the victim's self-esteem and an increasing dependence on the gaslighter for their sense of reality. This video gives 8 clear signs someone is gaslighting you with examples to help you recognize this behavior.
There are dangerous people in this world who will try to manipulate and control you. One tool they'll use is gaslighting, a form of emotional abuse that makes you doubt your own reality. This lets them get away with things that most people wouldn't tolerate in a relationship. So today, you'll learn 8 signs someone might be gaslighting you. One important thing to remember, gaslighting is a pattern. Especially with some of the more subtle signs from later in the video, seeing them once doesn't necessarily mean you're being gaslit. But be wary if you see these signs repeatedly. The most obvious sign someone is gaslighting you is if they genuinely attack your sanity. Here's a quick example of what this can look like from the movie Goodfellas. Ray Liotta's character has just been accused of cheating, which he is doing. Out of my life!
Up in the head, Karen. This is all in your mind.
You're a lousy
You got a problem.
People use gaslighting as a way to escape admitting they've done something wrong. So one potential red flag is phrases like, you're being paranoid, you're making this all up, or this is all in your head. A more subtle way gaslighters deny wrongdoing is by rewriting the past. Here's an example from the show The Bachelorette. For context, the guy is mad that his potential wife went naked bungee jumping with another contestant.
I'm just thinking of you holding him bareskin, and I'm just thinking in my mind, like, it really pissed me off. I mean, it really frustrated me. I mean, I'm looking for you to meet my family soon, and I felt like it was a slap in the face.
No gaslighting so far, just a disagreement. But listen to how he responds later when she brings up that she didn't like what he said in that conversation.
You did say, it felt like a slap in the face.
You're twisting my words,
You want to be confident about letting me meet your family.
I was totally misunderstood there.
Rewriting the past is so effective because days after a conversation, it can be tough to have total conviction in your memory of what happened. But that conviction is the only way to protect yourself from gaslighting.
I wasn't even talking about the bungee jumping thing at all at that moment.
Well, you were. Yes, you were. We were talking about that, and it was in that same breath.
I was totally misunderstood. Now that you're bringing it to me that way.
Keep an eye out for phrases like, I never said that, or you're misremembering. If you're constantly doubting your memories, or you find you want to take notes so you can be sure you're remembering things the right way, you might be a victim of gaslighting. Now, as we just saw, completely rewriting the past is hard to pull off. So some gaslighters avoid outright denial. Instead, they minimize their bad behavior.
Hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Here's another example for you of what this might sound like, this time with Jada Smith trying to minimize having an affair.
I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
If you do feel like someone is trying to diminish your emotional reaction by using inaccurate or vague language, call it out.
You need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes. It was a relationship.
Another form of minimizing is trying to normalize bad behavior. So your sense that you're being deeply harmed gets overridden by the other person's insistence that everyone goes through these situations. Here's a few examples for you of what this might sound like.
Because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods.
Yeah.
Any relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
You got to go through some to get the answers.
Mm-hmm.
It's true that all relationships have their ups and downs, but this doesn't automatically justify all bad behavior. So if you notice someone making vague statements like this to justify something they did, get specific. If you were in this situation, you can protect yourself from losing touch with your reality by saying something like, most couples do go through conflict, but most couples aren't dealing with their spouse having an affair with their son's teenage friend. One final lesson from that Will and Jada conversation, keep an eye out for empathy hijacking. This is when someone justifies doing something hurtful or selfish by saying they needed it in order to heal. They are hoping that since you are an empathetic person who doesn't want someone to be in pain, you'll accept that this justifies their behavior. For example, listen to how Jada frames sleeping with her son's friend.
I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. It's been a huge healing on my life.
You do not have to accept this frame. Being unhappy is not a free pass to treat you poorly.